Hey y'all, my name is Abigail Israel and this is Ladies Night Out, and I got a special guest with me today. Introduce yourself. I'm gonna let you do your introduction because I want to let you do it.
Okay, my name is Bejaye. I'm an owner of Bejaye's Dance Studio and Bab's Beauty Parlor. I've been in business for myself for 12 years for the hair salon and 10 for my dance studio.
Okay, so what I want to know first is how did you get into dance? Because were you doing hair before you were dancing, or were you dancing first?
So I've danced my whole life. You know, that's my thing. I'm just passionate about dance. I love dance. So I really didn't get into dance. It's just something I was born into. I can't live without it. It's my favorite thing to do. Hair came after. It was kind of like the back end.
So what inspired you, like, even when you were a kid, what inspired you? What let you know that dancing was your passion? What gave you life?
Well, I started off with drill team at 3 years old, and it was my mom's thing. Drill team, the drums, but it was fun for me. But once I walked into a dance studio, and it was like the words and expressing myself through music, it just worked out for me.
Okay, so how old were you when you decided to, start doing hair? Not when you went to school for hair.
Start doing hair. That's when I decided, when I went to school. I never wanted to be a hairstylist. So me becoming a hairstylist was like, okay, going to school for dance, let me have a career to fall back on. Okay. That's what it was for me. It wasn't like a passion doing hair in school for people. Like I did a few friends' hair, but it wasn't something I was just like good at. It was like I'm just artist at heart, so it comes easy to me. But I never had a passion to just come out and just be a hairstylist. No, it was never like.
Do you feel like you have a passion now, or is
I've developed the passion over the years, especially just dealing with women, uplifting women. That's my favorite part about it. Like watching the people transform or creating ideas on people's hair, things like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back to dancing. What was it like getting together, the dance team in the dance studio? What was it like getting together your team? Like, did you need a team or did you do that all by yourself?
So for the longest, I've been doing everything by myself. I'm not gonna say I'm a control freak, but I'm very passionate in what I do. And you run across people who want to be there for the hype, not because they truly want to be there to help you grow. So I've had parents on my team for years, 6 years plus, and they're basically like my team now. They're thoroughly invested. They love what I do. They've seen how far we've come, and that's really what I have. I haven't really created a team outside of that because, one, dating is so small and everyone has their own personal ego where they're not willing to see anyone else grow bigger than them. So it's very hard being from a small town with huge egos anyway, because they're not willing to extend the hand or be genuine about helping. So I work with what I have, and that's my dance parents have been around for a while.
Okay, so from your family and friends, did you have a lot of support though?
No, never. To be honest, my cousin Will was my biggest supporter. I always have. He's like a brother to me. Our dads are brothers. So he's my first cousin, but he's amazing. Of course, my siblings, they always been supportive, but siblings support in different ways. Some are financial, some are, they show up, some just share your stuff. But as of like family outside of my intermediate, absolutely not. Once it's not free for them, there's no support.
Wow. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that. I know I can in some ways. A lot of people, I see it on Facebook all the time, how people complain about not getting support. How do you let that affect you? Does it affect you still, or how does that?
When it first happened, because I started business, 2019, 20? Yeah. So I'm not going to say it affected me. It was the people who I hung around that I thought would be more supportive, like as far as like dance, not as far as hair, because I feel like hair is something that if you have a hairstylist and you built a relationship with them, don't come to me. That's your girl, But when it came to dance, it was just certain things that happened, incidents that happened where I'm like, oh, okay, so that's where they stand with me. But it didn't make me look at them, treat them any different or feel any way about it. I just moved on because the vision was still there. Like, you ain't gonna stop my grind.
Exactly. Okay. So you've always danced, like you said. At what age did you decide that you wanted to share your passion with little girls?
Ooh, So very young, it was a report I had to make in the 6th grade, and it was like a business plan. And I can remember telling my dad a business plan that I wanted to become a doctor and, all this stuff, this facade that we put on because we think that's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And the father, my dad, he was like, now, dang well you don't want to be no doctor. And I was like, now you can be, because I'm super smart and very dedicated to school. And he's like, but I just don't believe you really want to do that. He said, go back in there and start over from scratch and really write down what you want to do it for, not for what other people will want you to do. Mm-hmm. I came back and I wanted to own a dance studio. So it was in 6th grade and I was like doing talent shows, teaching routines at recess. It was before then I was doing that, but just for a long time.
No, because I remember in high school, we made up, you, Kimmy, and it was a few of y'all, and y'all was making up a dance to Party Like a Rock Star. I tried, but I just sat down and watched y'all. Y'all was doing y'all thing. So I definitely remember you was always a good dancer.
Thank you.
What type of research did you do when you decided, like, okay, I'm ready to start this dance studio. I'm ready to share this with the little girls in my community. What type of research did you do to prepare for it?
So to tell the truth, it was just trial and error. I was in Lima, Ohio, where I was in school, and where I was in hair school as well. And I finished up and I came back home and I knew it wasn't over for me. So I applied at Columbia College of Chicago. And I went there and you had to try out. It was just a burst of energy. You saw all different styles of dance because when you're coming from a small town, you only see certain styles. Our little stuff that we do in the clubs or the things that we do, on teams, but you're really not put out there to see like different genres of dance. Mm-hmm. So when I got thrown into this room with a number on my shirt to get into school, it was like, what? I'm thinking like, there's no way. But there's just this little bug inside of me that I'm like, I'm definitely gonna stand out. I'm gonna make it in here. Once I got in there and you just see how they run things in the school, I pick up on things and I take notes. Like that's what I do. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. Mm-hmm. This is what this is. Okay. So just watching the structure of class, how I had to be ran, things like that. And I just brought the tools back and brought them home and incorporated into my everyday life, which was hard because people buy into people. Mm-hmm. So when you come home and you like, okay, it costs this much to dance, people like, who she thinks she is, And then it's so funny because most people had this thing in their mind like, oh, you must go to school to own a dance studio. Most studio owners do not dance. They hire people to run their dance company because they understand that it's a $1 billion business. It can be potentially. So what they're going to do is they're not going to go to school for it. They're going to open, get a loan and do these things to, build this brand. So when I hear things like, oh, did you go to school? You don't even have to go to school to own these things, even though people just make that up in their mind. You can hire people to do the work for you. But yeah, so that's that.
Okay, so what do you think has been the biggest obstacle since you came back from school and started your studio? What has been the biggest obstacle as far as starting it and keeping it going?
Really and truly, I haven't really had any huge obstacles. My support system is so fire. Like my mom. Mm-hmm. That's my backbone. Like there's really nothing that I can't get done without my mom. Yeah. So obstacles.
Any like mishaps that you didn't expect before going into it that happened? No,
I always expect everything to go wrong.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like you plan for the best, but some things gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But I mean, because I prepared myself properly financially and things like that, I really didn't run into any like huge obstacles.
Okay, speaking about finances, if you want to disclose, how much did it take to start your dance studio? Roughly. For real, it's so funny because I'm about to be like nothing. Okay, so if you are out there and you want to start a dance studio, start out with a team. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be free. Honestly, it's just all about networking, word of mouth. That part is the free part. Posting stuff saying this is what you're doing. The next thing is getting you a location. Now, that at that time when I got a location, I think my deposit was $1,000 for my place, and that's deposit the same as rent, So that was that. And
it already came like with carpet and stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to think like startup wise, I would say you probably would need, I really built everything from just growing and going. That's all it took for me. So I didn't have like a startup amount of money. I literally was like, I can remember being in my mom's living room and me, my brothers, I think it might have been, you know, a few family members, and we sitting there and I'm like, I'm starting a dance studio. And they like, you really gonna do it? I'm like, yeah. And we came up with the name, and I literally took that and started looking for places to lease right out the gate. I knew I had a couple thousand, you know, I'm like, I can do this, boom. And that's all it took. Once you got the location open, then you get the lights and stuff on, you know, roughly, that's what I'm saying, a couple $1,000s. And then you just build as you go. I don't recommend, I have never taken out a loan for any businesses. I've never done anything like that. So it was just trial and error. Probably like now that I'm older, that's something I feel like most women or people would consider doing. Yeah. But then I was like, okay, as I got more people, I upgraded my business. So I didn't go into debt doing anything. It was like, next year I'm buying carpet. I mean, next year I'm buying tile. Next year I'm doing this. Next year I'm going to upgrade my, you know, this or that. So startup wise, I mean, just do it. Don't be scared. And then just go with the flow of the income.
Okay. So what I was going to ask you is, how long, like, did it take for you to start seeing like an actual profit from it? You know, I know it's a passion experience, but I know, or were you still doing hair when you started?
Always.
Always. You never stopped doing hair?
Never.
So you always had another source of income. You never put all your eggs in one basket, which is good. But when do you think, after, like, how long into the business do you think it became fruitful?
The moment it started. Really? I'm being honest, because I never went above my means. Like when I went to go look for a studio, I was doing hair. At that time, I was working at Great Clips on Miller Lane. Never forget it. And I'm good at math, so I'm working there. I think they brought me in at like $9.20 at the time. This is so long ago. And I'm standing there and I'm paid hourly. I'm a good person. I'm a great people person. So my tips were always over $100 a day. I'm killing them. Okay. So it was like, I knew as long as I made a certain amount of tips a week, that was going to fund the dance studio, right? Whether no one came in the door or not. However, because I created a price list for my dance studio, each student had already paid. So out the gate, whether it was $200 in profit, $300, I always made a profit.
Okay.
I always made a profit.
That's amazing. That's an amazing business story, because a lot of people usually lose in the beginning. A lot. I know I did. With my first business, I lost a lot of money because I was green. I didn't know.
But I think that's because, like I said, most people invest so much in the beginning. Being my situation, being it, all I needed was an open space to have a dance studio. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Most people, you got to have racks of this. You have to have so many different things, especially like clothing businesses, things like that. You have to have a lot. All I need was an open room.
Right. And bodies.
And that's bodies. Yeah. So then I could just upgrade as I went along.
Well, that's good. I'm so proud of you. Like I've been, if I didn't live in Cincinnati, Denver would have been a part of the dance studio. But my baby, she, you know, that's another story. Yeah. She would have loved to be a part of the dance studio. What has been the most rewarding thing? Like, so I know that, you know, just dancing, doing what you love every day, which I wish I could say that I do that. That's a blessing that you do what you love. What has been most rewarding besides just that?
Kids.
The kids.
Yeah, like honestly seeing kids grow up, change, whether it's with confidence, different obstacles. Because as a dance owner or instructor, you run into girls at different stages in their life. You know, I get some girls that come in at first, second grade or younger, sometimes preschool. And you get them when they're insecure about maybe their looks. You get them when they're not the cutest, not the coolest person in the room. Maybe their parents' finances aren't together. And you're able to help uplift these girls in whatever situation and then teach other girls around them to do the same thing. And that's why we have like a dress code of all black, because if you have to come in all black, then you can't pick on someone for having less than what you have, exactly. You know? But I mean, it's just the girls, just seeing them, you know, grow and become who they are and be individuals and not making everyone be the same exact person. Because, you know, most dance studios, they have a very structured studio where you must look like this, stretch like this, be like this. Yes, we have rules set in place, but you are still allowed to be yourself. Be your true and authentic self. I don't force them to hang around with groups that they don't click with. But you must be respectful to everyone, but you be respectful and cordial, but you can still be with your crew, you know. But it's all about the girls. And other women, honestly, because when I come across other women and they're like, girl, how you doing this? And I'm like, girl, you can do it too. Which the truth behind entrepreneurship, everybody can't do it. It's not a thing for, like, people have this impression like it's easy. Like,
it's definitely not easy.
Like you was like, you being able to do what I love, man, what? Some days I want to trade it in.
Well, I mean, nothing's going to be perfect every day, of course, but yeah.
The grind is just so hard. Like, the grind is day in and day out. See, when you work for a check or a salary or anything like that, your money guaranteed.
Right.
Unless you fuck up, unless you mess up your money by being late or disobedient to people, with entrepreneurship, what you put in is what you get out.
Exactly.
So if I wake up and don't go to the studio tomorrow, I don't got no income.
Exactly. So how many girls do you have at this moment?
So at the moment, I think I have roughly about 35, 36 kids.
And what age ranges?
2 through, let's see, who our oldest young lady? 15. She just turned 15, I think, or 14. 2 through 15, I think.
How do you coach or instruct a 2-year-old?
Doing 2-year-olds is like honestly the best part because they come in so willing to learn and listen. And honestly, dance is a part of learning. So like when we're stretching, I teach them how to count. I teach them their left and right. I teach them how to listen. Listen to command. It's so easy, but you have to be a strong individual to be able to run a classroom like that of children. But it's not a long classroom. It's 45 minutes and it's all fun. And then, like I said, you will see how one student would like to do this more than that or, things like that. But it's very easy. Okay.
Before we get back into your hair, I wanted to talk about, because you've been dancing for a long time. You have 2 daughters. They dance also, right?
I had a team before then. Yeah, so like I moved back and we were like getting a team together and Lariah was 1. Math is horrible here. Yeah, so.
And mind you, you can definitely start a business while you're pregnant, but her story has just been so phenomenal. So hearing that was like another wow moment.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, my mom, man. But then like I think, like I said, dance was just different. Like, you got to think, if I have a daughter and I'm starting a dance studio, she can't stop me from having class.
Right.
She can join the dance team.
Exactly.
It's somewhere that your child can come with you. So it's not that extra obstacle there where it's like, where will she go while I'm grinding to get this business built? It was more so like, it's an activity. Either she's going to like it or not. And believe it or not, my oldest daughter, Lariah, she did not like it at first. So she would come and literally sit to the side and chill out. Like, yeah, no. Not doing it until she didn't really dance until she was like 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't her thing. And I think it really was when I first started, I had a lot of older girls. Nobody was really her age. So it was more. Yeah.
So that process wasn't an obstacle at all. Having your daughter being, young, that wasn't anything that stood in your way.
I mean, it stood in my way. When me having my daughter stood in my way was me going off to school. It was like it was a heartbreaking moment for me. Like, oh God, I gotta go off to school. I have a daughter, but like I said, my support system was very strong.
How long were you off at school?
I wasn't there long. Probably about a year. Yeah, it wasn't long.
Okay. Now, your hair studio, you started that when?
My hair salon, the little hair shop studio thingy thing that everybody doing. I actually only had that location itself for going on 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but like been in the hair game for 12.
I have a question. How do you feel about, like, you see, I don't know if you see it, but I see a lot of people that complain about the, all the rules that hairstylists have nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, you done seen like a few posts where it's like, come flat ironed, come with your ends clipped.
Watch blow dry.
Bring your own edge control, bring your comb, like all the rules. How do you feel when you see people upset about that? Like this?
I mean, I don't know why they upset. You chose to go to that stylist. Like, my thing is, if you don't like the rules, don't go to that person. There's so many other stylists out here that's doing the right thing and treating everybody the way they should be treated, especially if you paying top dollar with them. So when I see it, it's like, so you read it, you went to her, and then you complained. Like,
Yeah, so you don't have to.
You don't have to go. You know, you don't have
music.
to patronize them. However, you can always call Stay Bored. No, I'm just lit.
Okay, so you have 91,000 followers on Instagram.
So honestly, I had like 101 and I deleted people and went down because I was like, who are, it was like a weird moment for me. Because I'm like, I love my kids, you know, so I don't post my children too much on the internet. But like one day I had like posted us at the park and it shot in my stories. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get all these strangers off of here because they're going to come and kidnap us. You know, like, so it was a no moment for me. So, but it's really because of the reels, like dancing. They just come and
they are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I just love to dance. It's funny because anything else I do, it's like I have to like set it up and plan it out. Dance, I just set my phone up. Let's get to it. It's over with that quick. But the follower thing is kind of, yeah, because I love dancing. But the follower thing is kind of corny, you know, like it's not. It is what it is. Yeah. I ain't getting paid if y'all want to know.
And I was just about to ask you, and I promise. Yeah. Like, have you monetized your social media anyway?
Girl, if you ever talk to me outside here, I'm very weird. So unfortunately, no. I even got a YouTube thing. My YouTube is like 55K views and going. And I don't put my card information nowhere. No. If God said I was supposed to have it there, reach out to me and pay me.
Say that. Now, you are into working out and health.
So working out is lies. No, so working out, I mean, it is what it is. I eat healthy.
Okay.
That's really what it is. Like, it could be genetic a little bit. My mom ain't too out of whack, you know, but my dad wasn't either. But I eat healthy for the most part. And then working out, if I work out, to tell y'all the truth, if I'm going on a trip, like my birthday in July, baby, I'm going to start working out in April. Be on that beach looking fly, you know, so.
Okay, well, the body is bodying.
Thank you.
So that's why I have to ask, because, you know, I'm trying to take some, you know, a little few tips, you know. But
you look good, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so these are just some standard questions that I ask because I'm just curious. What did you want to be when you were 8 years old?
I wanted to own a dance studio and a hair salon, actually. Really? However, I just wanted to own it. I never wanted to work there.
You said you wanted to own a hair salon. You didn't want to work there?
No, never. Because I loved going, like, my grandmother owned a hair salon, right? And then my mom could not do hair. So I have been going to the hair salon since a child. And I just love, like, falling asleep under the dryer since a child. You know, the little ponytails they were putting in the microwave, they were putting them on my head. Like, it was giving, I was too young to be there. But love the environment. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I loved it. But work there, I just never saw it.
I'm glad you brought that up. You know, nowadays, there's no walk-ins. There's no really salon environment. What do you think about that?
Hate it.
I hate it, too.
I really wish salons were, like, I have a salon suite, and I just feel like it's not it. Like, even though I serve wine and, you know, do certain things, and it's more personal, but I love the fact that other women are there. You don't have to talk to the person the whole time. When you are in a suite, it's some days that, like, no offense to my clients, but, like, I don't want to talk the whole time. I wish you could talk to somebody else. Like, I got to keep talking to you, you know, or it gets that awkward silence. And I'm like, damn, man, I wish somebody else was in here.
No, for real. I feel that same way. I remember I used to just, Saturdays, I would go to the salon, walk in. I was always a walk-in. I never made appointments. And just be there for about, we definitely used to be there for a little minute.
That is what I don't like.
Yeah, I definitely miss it, though. I miss the chatter. I miss the girl talk, all of that. So, and men still have it. Men have barbershops. And,
that's cheating.
But unfortunately, we don't.
But I think another thing is, like, we have a bad rep. Well, stylists have a bad rep because of, no offense to the old school hair salons, but because people were in there for so long, they weren't punctual on appointments and things. I'm very punctual. So I have people that are so used to the old school way. They want to come 15 minutes late. It's like, ma'am, your appointment canceled. No one's doing that anymore. No, you know? So it's like, I wish we can just incorporate the shop thing, walk-ins too, but just being more punctual for people, whether you are the stylist or the client, because, you know, when you're setting up these fees and late fees, it's like you have to honor that for the next person, and, you know, things like that. So, and
do you find that hard with servicing clients, like your family versus like not even family, friends. Let's just say friends. Like they want special treatment.
No. So all my friends know, and this is very true. Everybody know business is business. So friend or not, you got to book online. You can call my number. Everything that's listed on there is listed. You can call me. You can text me. You can reach out to me. All that is, but everything is, even to the dance studio. If there's some rules set in place, follow the rules.
Right. So with hair, is there a certain style or like do you like doing weave or natural hair better?
Because I'm an artist, I like to do all of it. If I did one thing, like I could never be the stylist that does one thing. It would be boring.
Yeah.
I would be like tired of doing that.
Because some people nowadays, they only specialize in natural hair. Some people only do wigs.
Yeah.
Some people only do this. So I was just wondering, like, because I know you do everything down to
I love doing
your
everything.
own hair.
Yeah, but not this. Shout out to Maya braiding on Seema Dollar. She told me to send her a picture, but I was like, girl, because I'm shy a little bit. I was like, girl, I ain't doing it.
You said her name is what?
Maya on Seema Dollar. Across from Kroger's.
Oh, okay.
Them people.
Yeah, you do your own hair. I was looking at your reels and I'm like, and you looking at the camera braid. I'm like, this is nuts. Like I can't even flat on my own hair, let alone braid it.
I told you my mama couldn't do hair, so like it was once the shop. I was tired of it because I ain't gonna say I was tired. The styles kind of got outdated. It was like, come on now, cuz you gotta come up with the times. So I remember one time I was going to prom and I wanted the Keisha Cole baby. She gave me the Monica or something, like not even a cute Monica, like shout out to Monica, I love you girl, but like and then it was a 27 girl. I looked like shimdy dimdy.
So you wanted the Keisha Cole? What Keisha Cole style?
Remember when she used to have a short on one side, the asymmetrical?
Yeah, the asymmetrical. That had the girls in a chokehold in high school.
Girl, it had me in a chokehold, but not through her. So I had to like leave my home girl and then go to a younger stylist. But when you go to younger people, they are just like messy.
It's a lot.
So then I had to go home, get to the kitchen with it. And the kitchen saved me a lot of money.
And you started doing all your hair from then on. That's what's up. Now, second thing I want to ask you is, what is some advice you would give to your younger self? Let's just say 14-year-old BJ. What would you tell 14-year-old BJ right now?
14-year-old BJ. Who was that?
14 is a crazy age.
14-year-old BJ? Trying to think. So I've kind of been old my whole life a little bit.
Shut up.
Let me see. Honestly, it will have to do with perfection. You just don't have to be perfect.
That's a good one.
One thing, perfection. Next thing would be surround yourself around like-minded people.
But very important.
Let's see. Control. You don't always have to be in control. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are good. All good ones. I would definitely tell my 14-year-old self that, especially the perfection. You don't have to be perfect. You're not gonna be perfect.
Ever.
Like, it's never gonna happen. It's just calm down and be okay with it. Secondly, I want to ask you, what is your biggest misconception? Like, what is the biggest misconception about you that people think but isn't true?
I think people think I'm mean, or they think I'm like bougie or stuck up, or I think, yeah.
Why do you think people think that?
Because people say it when they saw me, like, oh, you're actually cool. Like,
yeah. Like, what did you think?
What do you think? But I mean, it's so funny because my friends tell me this. The people who are close. My Instagram does not display who I truly am.
No,
right?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So like, I'll post on Instagram like outfits or like popping out, but I'm definitely like, but it's because it's like a level of still remaining personal. Like you don't. This is this and this is me. So I think that if I was to post differently on the internet, I think people would then view me differently. But I'm very just straight to the point, you know, and I'm trying to open up. I am, you guys. When I look at it, I'll be like, I was on there with a ponytail. My real hair with messed up edges.
See, that's
messed up edges.
I'm just saying, how like Instagram has that aesthetic where it's like you killing it and you don't try, like you not going out your way, like it's just naturally. So it's not, some people going out their way to have that aesthetic, like you just naturally have it.
Now that's when it gets
know how to dress
crazy.
very well.
Thank you.
We didn't talk about that.
Dressing.
Your style, your fashion, like who do you think you got that from?
Oh, well, my dad was a big stepper. Leroy had me wearing leather coats in kindergarten. Like, seriously. And I have this very old name that you guys don't know. And if you don't know me, you will never find out. And, like, he used to send me to school with, like, in the wintertime, I would have a nice coat down to my ankles with the matching boots. Okay, it was getting out of control. I would have, like, the leather coat with the penny loafers. Like, first of all, I was born in 92, Dad. No one at this elementary school had this stuff on. Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, that's so sad.
But I would watch him drive to like Indiana to get certain hats. He would dress my mom. Mm-hmm. My mom still to this day does not have style. My dad is deceased now. And I'm like, girl.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. I was 12, so it's fine now. You know, the older I get, I do be like, dang, I wish I had my dad, but it's okay. Yeah, but.
Well, that's good. You said you got it from your dad. I feel like I'm not a very stylish person, but my dad was the same way. Like he just got the hospital. He tells me, I'm not about to leave this hospital looking a mess. Bring my cologne, bring my this. I'm like, Daddy, you are going home. Mm-hmm. But okay.
Yeah, I love getting dressed though. Like, but it's not one of them ones. Like I'm not the. Like how you were saying that Instagram aesthetic, I don't have to have on name wearing clothes. Like,
no. You definitely know how to put together.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get a little piece, little dazzle, and then get it together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for sure. I that's not definitely what I was not saying. That's not what I was saying.
Okay,
you definitely know how to put stuff together, like just cute
and
stuff
recycle your clothes. It took me to last year to be like, girl, I can rewear my shirt.
Right. So I never personally had no shame with re-wearing things, but I didn't notice that people paid attention to that. Like, girl, she had this on 3 times. So what?
They do pay attention. But like, I was kind of the only child, low key.
Oh, for real?
Low key, not high key, low key. Because my siblings are old.
Oh, okay.
You know, me and Trey are 4 years apart. We're the closest in age.
Okay.
So he's a boy, I'm a girl. So kind of like only child, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so last question that I have for you today is, what is a song that gets you motivated? That you listen to get you motivated early in the morning or when you're working out?
So I'm not a songer. Like I will put on Robert Kiyosaki about buying some gold and stuff like that. That's gonna get me motivated. The music is like the back end for me. Like because I listen to it so much with dance, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
So like when I come home, I like silence. I don't turn my TV on unless I'm watching a show that I really like. I don't turn my TV on. I don't turn lights on. I'm going to go in my kitchen. I'm going to cook up a meal because I do love cooking. I can cook, girl. What? I'm going to chill with my girls, get them together, and shut down. But in the morning, it's the same thing. I wake up my girls. I don't cut on my music. I have goals on my mirror that I write out. I read them out to myself, showing gratitude. And then I will put on a podcast. Steve Harvey, Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah. What's that one guy yelling at me? Grant Cardone, I think it might be. Yeah, don't are my things. Like I'm really just trying to better myself. Music, I mean, it's such a Debbie Downer. Like, what are they saying?
Rap music.
Yeah, and sure. I don't like slow. I'm getting older by me being a stylist and working with women. I have to play slow music, so I'm learning them. But because I was raised with boys in-house, I never listened. Well, Banky, my older brother, he did listen to slow genuine and stuff. But like, I've never been into slow jams. So like, if you get in my car, you either gonna listen to rap or nothing.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into the slow jams, y'all, but I'm not that emotional. I'm just...
You focus.
Yeah, I don't be like... And then you want to know what's funny? So have y'all ever heard of this thing where it's like, you have natural sexy women who have like sex appeal. You have other, the baddies, or you cute and beautiful, right? It's so funny because I'm not going to toot my own horn or anything or claim this for myself, but like, I feel like, this sound bad. When I'm listening to slow music, I think I'm already had this little cute, little sexy look a little bit. And it's like when I'm listening to it, I'll be feeling like extra sexy and I'll be like, girl, you got to calm down.
Why?
Cause it'd be like, you're doing a little too much. Right, so I think I run away from slow music because of that. It's like, nah, I don't want to, cause I don't want to feel too sexy. I be having to save that for the background, because
silly.
I can get a little sexy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's for sure. But okay, so you have brought up podcasts. You said Grant Cardone. I want to get into that. What are some podcasts that you would recommend to other people? I know that I said that was the last question, but I lied.
So, like I said, I'm into self-development, business, and bettering myself. So I like, my favorite person to listen to ultimately is Robert Kiyosaki, because he always knows what's going on with money, with business, with real estate and things like that. So I follow him. When it comes down, Steve Harvey, I just like his motivation. He's just very motivating. He's gonna give you some tips and chips.
Things just the right way.
Just the right way. That's gonna get you going. And then Grant Cardone, I just listen to him on the days where I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get into real estate. I'm about to get it cracking. Just to get that. And then I'll be like, yeah, nah. I need a man for that. He gotta do that for me. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. I told you I'm boring.
They don't sound like it. She sounds the total opposite of boring, actually. Very interesting.
I'm very boring though.
No.
Now like for the what people are into. I'm just I'm not into it.
I feel the same way. Like I'm not boring, but I feel like I'm a nerd sometimes. Like I like watching documentaries.
Oh, I love a documentary now. Like what is my favorite one? It's the Apple dude. I'm having a brain fart.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. I will rewatch it over and over. Like,
yeah, that was.
I love it.
That was really, really good. You talking about the one where he's in it? Like, he was. I just watched that probably like a month ago.
Like, I love movies like that. I mean, documentaries. And then when it comes to movies, because like I said, I'm not a huge TV girl. I like The Devil Wears Prada. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
I think I can safely say that's my favorite movie.
Girl, I love it.
That's my favorite movie. But I decided like 3 months ago.
For real, yeah, I love it. And it's because that it's just like, keep going. Man. That adversity, like you can get through anything as long as you determine and as long as you see the vision. Like that's what it is for me. Like
yeah, The Pursuit of Happiness is like, I cry every time, even though I've done seen it so many times, because that man was determined, and it's a true story. That's
that shoe, it was a shoe for me. I was like
that poor.
He went in there without the shoe. I don't know if I could have did that, but I love that movie.
But he still went, because so many people would have bled.
Girl, I would have still went.
I would have still went too, but I know a lot of people would. Me now would have still went.
I would have still went.
The old me would not have went. I would have cried. I would have laid on the side of the street, and I would have been depressed. But the person I am today would have definitely still went in there.
My bad. I'm so sorry for cutting you off. But like my dad told me growing up that it just takes a yes. That's all it takes. Regardless of all the no's, it just take that one yes. Don't be scared. Like, who are you doing it for? If you're doing it for yourself, you can't be scared of someone telling you no. You're not doing it for them.
Exactly.
So when the right person comes and say yes, that's, you met your partner and that's who you're doing it for, things like that. So I don't care.
And a no is what? A no. It's not going to kill you. You're not going to die. You're okay. You're still fine if they say no.
Yeah.
Girl, this was so fun. I love sitting down and talk to you. I want to say thank you so much. This is your first interview. I want to let everybody know I'm the first person she interviewed with. And thank you for coming. Thank you for sitting down and sharing your story, your experience, your journey with the viewers. And I hope you come back, because we might have some more to talk about. I'm pretty sure we got more to talk about.
We definitely got more.
We definitely got more to talk about.
Before we rolled the cameras, I was so scared, shaking in my boots. I was nervous, okay? Because I'm like, girl, what am I saying? I talk too much. And like, it was definitely a vibe. It was cool. It was good doing this. This is my first interview. I had a few people that wanted me to do an interview, and now I'm ready. What I tell you, it don't matter about the no's, it matter about the yes. And now I'm ready, because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, this has been. Oh no! Before we go, I just want to let y'all know that drop your Instagram.
So I have 3 pages. Pick one, or pick all 3.
Your hair page, because that's what we sponsor.
Yes. So we have my hair page is Doll by BJ on Instagram. My personal page is I am BJ. And my dance studio is BJ's Dance Studio. However, I Am BJ is on everything.
Spell BJ.
Instagram.
You spell it weird.
Yeah. Weird, so different. No. So it's just it's weird. BEJAYES. But so you'll go IAMBEJAYE. Yes. Okay. And please do not, if you ever hit me up, please do not call me BJ like that. Just put 2 letters, BJ. Like That's the brand. That is not my name.
Write it out.
Yeah,
like
people
that.
be like, BJ, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you know me. Why you got all that going on? You know?
Yeah. So if you follow her on Instagram, follow Ladies Night Out Podcast on Instagram. We are going and drop a comment letting us know what you liked about this podcast. We are going to give you $50 to spend with BJ to get your hair done, to sit in her chair. You accepting new clients?
Always.
Okay.
We're
So we're going to give you $50 towards a service. You know, you could use it towards a service with BJ. And those are only 3 things you have to be doing. It's following her, following me, subscribe. Forgot that. Subscribe to the YouTube and drop a comment saying what you enjoyed. This has been Ladies Night Out. I thank BJ for coming, and we're going to see y'all next time. Hey, ain't no music. Let's